Surprise, I'm back in Crater Lake again. The lake is just so close to a lot of the places I work that, yeah, I just feel like since I have maybe 4 or 5 days left here and a lot of that's to be spent working, might as well go back to the national park and just explore a little bit more. So lots of kind of trails that crisscross around the rim and edge of the lake, and I'm gonna go kind of wander some of these places. Behind me here, this little growth of land in the distance is actually part of the same forces that created this lake in the first place. So about 7,000 years ago, like I mentioned in my last video out here, this was a gigantic volcano of about 12,000 feet tall. One of those just giant, gorgeous volcanic mountains that you find out in the Cascades, and pressure built up from under the system and the volcano exploded, showering the landscape with rock and ash and other things. And those same forces that created that destruction are then starting to build up in this island that they call Wizard Island, which is basically an area where lava began to pool outward and flow down and start to create this kind of conical shape that we associate with volcanoes. And so slowly but surely this landscape is rebuilding itself into another volcano. So it's just amazing how volcanoes can have such destructive and yet creation-led forces. It's just amazing stuff. Believe it or not, with this light, this is actually 2 hours to sunrise. There's a fairly big fire down by Lava Beds National Monument, which is the place that I filmed for a video a couple of videos back. But it's just amazing how when there's that smoke, it just creates this impression of the golden hour light when the sun is significantly higher than would kind of normally cause that. And it just creates this kind of yellow haze over everything. And so it's apparently a fairly sizable fire. Last I checked, it's at like 14,000 acres and they haven't even really begun to contain it. So it's a pretty big blaze. So I'm stopped out here and kind of film some of that light a little bit and get some food and then head into the field for another big day of surveys tomorrow. Well, I am very glad that I'm in here and not out there. I did some morning surveys and now there's a pretty big thunderstorm warning slash forest fuel ignition warning in effect. So I'm just kind of waiting in the truck and seeing what the rest of the day holds, if I go back out to do more surveys or if I'm kind of truck bound to avoid getting ignited slash struck by lightning. So definitely a good thing to be safe. Well, it is very dusty out. So I'm just got done a morning owl survey, and there's this little section that's a little bit south of kind of a larger lake in the area, and there are these kind of little ponds dotted from spot to spot. And I haven't really had much time to do much filming out there, so I think I'm gonna spend at least a little bit exploring some of these lakes. Okay, so a few things. One, I have a new hat. The bison hat that you often see me in. I was sweating a great deal on one of the surveys and then put it down at one of the survey sites, and so I'm not gonna be able to get that back until the next time somebody surveys that spot. Two, this is gonna be the last video in the Klamath area for a little while. I'm gonna be heading up north to do some surveys around the kind of Detroit area in Oregon, which has a lot of just super beautiful alpine lakes, and be meeting up with a good friend of mine and hanging out with her and going out and making some videos, training her in the way of owl surveys and all sorts of fun stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna finish off this video with a visit down the Cherry Creek Trail. So yeah, it should be fun. Let's go explore and see what kind of fun stuff we can find. Like this kind of visual time capsule of this gigantic period in time, being able to see the ebb and flow of individual seasons and see the dry years and wet, and when there are harsh winters or major fires, droughts that stress the trees. All those things are imprinted in these rings here, and just being able to know how old this tree was when it died is just one of the most amazing things. You know, I'm far from a botanist, but I really do find tree rings amazing. Made the mistake of going down this trail without grabbing any mosquito spray, and now I'm paying the price of just being eaten alive by mosquitoes just all over the place. Oh my god, it's so bad. I went down to the creek to try to think about doing some rock hunting, and that's when it really took off. And so now I'm working my way back, grab some mosquito spray, and then figure out where I want to go from there. Definitely a rockier trail, but it feels good to be somewhere with mosquito spray. It was so bad when I was out at that creek. It was just absolutely brutal. Just mosquito after mosquito after mosquito landing on me, and these mosquitoes are pretty aggressive. They just like instantly bite, and so just, you know, my left hand alone has like 5 or 6 bites that are all kind of conglomerated on the side there, and it was that was a bit of an adventure. Definitely really hammers home that it's important to have mosquito spray out here. So I'm just gonna walk down this other trail and see what we can find. A little bit rockier, but still should be some beautiful stuff before I head off to the day surveys. looking out of this tree here and how it really changes the texture and the color and everything else of the tree, just kind of making it look like some monstrous creature showed up and just took a massive bite out of it and just completely changed the character and content of the tree. Really, really cool. Okay, well, I think that's gonna be it for today's video. Tomorrow I'm gonna be heading up north a little ways, heading to a different part of the Cascades. Gonna be able to see some pretty new, amazing places. Hope you enjoyed some of these journeys through the Cascades. I thought it was kind of fun to bring some of the wildlife biology moments as well and just kind of find ways to film myself while I'm out and about in the field and help you kind of experience some of those trials and tribulations, and look forward to bringing the next stage of these adventures. I'll be up there for about a week and then back down south to this area again. So I'll be back. So for those of you who are not yet subscribed to Wanderlust and actually made it to the end, thank you. I hope you subscribe so you can see more of these future episodes and wander with me on these adventures and learn some new amazing things. And until next time, everyone, wander and wonder. Hope you have a good time.